Hello and welcome again to another video by Econo Insight. This video will discuss the concept of money neutrality. Maybe some of you have heard it, or later throughout this video, maybe some of you might ring a bell or two, what is it? But now let's formalize the idea of what money neutrality is. So first, what is the background context of it? So first, we must go back to the 18th century with David Hume, which formalized the concept of money neutrality when he decided to go with the classical dichotomy. So in economics, there is a classical dichotomy, and it divides two variables in the economy. It says the economy has a nominal variable, can be seen nominally, and there are also real variables in the economy. So what is meant by a nominal variable and what is meant by a real variable? A nominal variable is when you measure the economy at current market prices. So the keyword here is current market prices. And when you measure the economy in real variables, you adjust the changes in increasing purchasing power. That is, so basically adjusting to changes in price. So that would be inflation or deflation. Maybe some of you must have heard about real GDP and nominal GDP. So this is where how it came to be. What is meant by nominal and what is meant by real. So now let's delve in deeper about money neutrality. So money neutrality is a belief that changes in money supply, I'm going to write this down, changes in money supply in the long run, so not in the short run, this is a long run condition, in the long run, does not affect real variables. And it only affects nominal variables. So what do I mean by this? This is very important. So it's best to show you by an example. So we have here our famous aggregate demand and aggregate supply curve. Let's draw it out. In our y-axis, we have our price, denoted by P. Our x-axis, we have our GDP, which is real GDP, which is denoted by Y. If you're not familiar with this curve, with this model, you should watch a video regarding the aggregate demand and aggregate supply model. So now, continuing, we have our vertical long-run aggregate supply curve. Let's say in this model, we have an unexpected monetary expansion. There has been an increase in money supply. So let's see how it affects the short run and how does it impact the economy in the long run. What I want to focus is the impact in the long run and how this reaffirms the idea of money neutrality introduced by David Hume. So first, we have our vertical long-run aggregate supply curve. Then we have our downward sloping aggregate demand curve. We also have our upward sloping short-run aggregate supply curve. With this, let's say this is the economy initially. We have our natural output, then we have our equilibrium here and our current prices in the market at P1. And let's say there has been an unexpected monetary expansion, let's say for whatever reason. Suddenly there has been an unexpected monetary expansion, so 80 shifts outward to 81, right? This stimulates demand. So let's analyze this curve step by step. In the short run, what do we see? In the short run, from equilibrium A, we move to equilibrium B. There has been an economic boom in the short run. So Y increases to Y1 and the price shifts from P1 to P2. Price increases. But then in the long run, the economy will catch up. So the economy will catch up in reality. Since the supply in the long run supply is only at Y bar, it must return to that. How does it return to that? So first, then we can see that point B will move to point C. This happens because then, because there's so much demand in the economy and then the supply can't keep up, this will only increase the prices. So P2 will shift further up to P3 and the output from y1 will come back to y. So in this case, we have demonstrated money neutrality because the real variables, the output goes back to y bar. It does not change. It stays at the natural level at y bar. And the one that changes is only the prices, or in other words, the nominal variables. So the nominal variable has changed. P1 has ultimately shifted to P3, but the output is still the same. So in this case, we say money is neutral. Money does not affect the real variables. It only affects the nominal variables. Now let's prove it mathematically. So you guys have a strong, solid base on this via the quantity theory of money. If you don't know what this is, watch the previous videos regarding what the quantity theory of money is. So now we have our quantity theory of money. On our left hand side, we have the money supply, M. We have our V, which is velocity, the rate of which money is spinning in the economy. We multiply that money supply multiplied by the velocity. It's equivalent, the prices in the economy times Y, which is the output in the economy. How does this equation make sense? So, it makes sense because if you think about it, the amount of money supply in the economy and the speed at it which revolves is equivalent by the amount of spending in the economy. And how do we denote spending? We denote spending by the prices people pay and the quantity that they purchase. So the price times output. In this case, the price in the economy and Y is the output where people are buying. So that must match. The amount of spending, P times Y, price times quantity, must match the money supply and velocity. So now let's work our way. How do we prove money neutrality from this? Let's say we keep velocity constant. So we don't care about the rate at which money is spinning. We just say it's constant, it's not changing. And let's say Y, the output in the economy is changing, is constant. So we have velocity constant and we have Y constant, the output constant. If there has a monetary expansion, which we increase the amount of money supply, in order to keep this equation balanced mathematically, the left-hand side must equal the right-hand side for the equation to make sense. If we keep this constant, we see if we increase money supply to match that, prices will increase. So essentially, prices will just bloat the economy while the output is the same at Y bar. So in this case, we can see again that money just merely affects the nominal variables in the economy, the prices only. The economy measured at current market prices, the prices distort the performance of the economy. So money neutrality, in this case, increase in money, we can see, only affects the prices but does not affect the output in the long run. So that is the concept of money neutrality, proven by the aggregate demand and aggregate supply model and the quantity theory of money, the QTM. I hope it helps and thank you for watching.